Hey everybody, I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas or a good holidays, whatever phrase you like to use. This is an unboxing of the Leagoo T5C. So as you can see here, Leagoo has partnered with the Tottenham Hotspur, so they are a football slash soccer team. So this is a pretty basic box. It's a lot smaller than the typical boxes that Leagoo or other Chinese companies provide with. Okay, this is the first. I haven't seen this before. This gel to prevent molding, I assume. So let's see what's in here. Okay, Leagoo warranty card, instructions, power adapter. This is the European adapter. A micro USB, so not a USB-C, so USB 3.0, and a case, a rubber case. So now let's check out the phone. So this is very similar to the Leagoo T5, which I tested before. Okay, so you notice the back, it has this visor over the dual lens. So this look, it's inspired by the Huawei P9 or the P10. More like the Huawei P10. Let me see, is there a plastic cover on this? I don't think there is, but it looks a little bit. Yeah, it even says smart bokeh camera expert. So this is definitely kind of a bit copying Huawei's P10, P9 series. So you look at the front. The bezels are still the old school bezels, unfortunately. So there's a screen protector on already, as you can see right here. Pretty sleek, nice feeling phone. This appears to be metal. I'll confirm later. Actually, no, it might be plastic. Anyway, I'll be back. Hey everybody, I'm back. So I played with the Leagoo T5C for 2 days, actually, almost 3 days. And this phone, it's $99 right now on GearBest, and I think for this price is really good. Other than if you're okay with the dated designs, because these bezels are obviously 2016 level bezels. So first things first, this phone, the design's not original. Obviously, this is almost like a complete copy of the Huawei P10 with the visor up top and the dual camera lens. So right here, you see that it says smart bokeh camera expert. And unfortunately, I can say right off the bat that again, the bokeh effect is crap. So just ignore it. Just look at this phone as a typical smartphone. Forget when you buy a budget Chinese phone for like under $200, I think you should just ignore that second camera, whatever bokeh gimmick you have. Just look at it like it's a normal phone. And you know, if you look at it as a normal phone, the Leagoo T5C is not bad. So first of all, this device, it's surprisingly more powerful than the other budget phones I've tested recently, such as the Oukitel K6 or the Doogee BL8000. So let's check out on Geekbench. It scored a 744 single core and a 2851 multi-core. That's actually not bad. 744 single core is higher than on both the Oukitel K6 and the Doogee BL8000 and like the Blue Boot S8. All those phones scored only 600 something. So the reason this phone performs a little better than these other Chinese phones is because those other Chinese phones runs a MediaTek chipset, usually the MT6757. Whereas the Leagoo T5C, it's the world's first phone to run a Spreadtrum 9853 SoC. It's a 14 nanometer chipset that's an octa-core and runs on 1.8 gigahertz. So Spreadtrum is a Chinese semiconductor company. So they also do mid-tier chipsets. So these chipsets are not meant to compete with Qualcomm Snapdragon or Huawei's Kirin, but they're good enough for mid-tier phones. And it would appear that Spectrum's 9853 is a little bit more powerful than MediaTek's 6757 that's been found on other chipsets. So right now I'm running a benchmark on PC Bench. I actually already ran this earlier, and the score came out a little bit higher, again a little bit higher than the other budget phones I've tested. Okay, so it just finished. You see it scored a 3512 in work performance. So PC Benchmark, it's a pretty detailed benchmarking app. It runs the phone through web browsing, photo editing, data manipulation, and all of that. So 3512, it's not bad. It definitely can't compare to a flagship. So for example, on my Huawei Mate 10 Pro, it scored like a 7,000. On Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, it scored a 6,900 something. So 3512, it's about half as powerful. It's a new flagship, so it's about half as powerful as my Huawei Mate 10 Pro. Not bad for a phone that's $99, and this score is higher than the scores that usually MediaTek chipsets run off. So I think the design's a little bit dated, but if you're just going by strictly performance, this phone it's really good for $99. Web serving, everything, it's okay. Everything jumps in and out really fast. You look, I'm able to double tap the square button to jump between apps. This variant I'm testing has 3 gigs of RAM with 32 gigs of internal storage. So this is the one that sells for $99. So let's check out device info. So it's a 5.5 inch LCD panel with 1080p resolution, and the display is actually surprisingly pretty bright outdoors. I was able to use this out in the direct sunlight without any problems. So you have a 3000 milliamp battery, but since the display is only 1080p and the processor seems to be kind of efficient, it's been good enough to last me all day. I've only used this phone for 2 days, but it did last me through all day, both days. I didn't need to top up the phone. So let's check out some videos really quick, because this is a mid-tier device. So for my testing, I think the speakers in the come out a little bit flat, but it's definitely passable if you use headphones. There is a headphone jack, obviously. Okay, so right now this is about right here. It's about 50% volume. Sounds actually surprisingly good. Single speaker at the bottom. So you see, you can't quite muffle the sound even when you press onto it. So that's pretty good. Now let's go up to max volume. Okay, so video is pretty good. The software now. Leagoo software, I'm not a huge fan of. There is no app drawer, so everything comes like this. And you're not able to put a third-party launcher in Leagoo phones, so unfortunately, that's disappointing. So you swipe down from the middle to go search for apps, so it's very iOS-driven. You have to swipe from the top for notification, for the shortcut toggles and notification shade. So you're able to expand on notifications. So let's go into settings really quick. If you go to settings, navigation bar, you are able to add a button to bring down a notification toggle. So that's pretty useful. So you're able to do that without having to reach all the way to the top of the phone. That's something LG lets you do. That it's a good thing that this phone, it's also offering the same thing. So as you can see, there's not much shortcuts or gestures. There's no drawing to launch an app. There's no like 3-finger swipe for screenshots. It's very bare bones. That's all the settings. And then you look at the apps, very bare bones. So these are all the apps that come with it. Not much redundancy. There is there is its own web browser, but I got rid of that because everyone's going to use Chrome anyway, and it comes with all the Google apps out of the box. So I took this long to talk about the camera because the second camera, it's fake. It's a bokeh effect, but it looks like trash. So I'll show you really quick. But if you ignore the bokeh effect, the photos actually look okay. So this is supposedly a bokeh effect. Like, look at this. It's basically a clear area in the circle and everything else is blurred. This is not, like, it blurred out the top half of my girlfriend's head. So we'll do another. This is another bokeh shot. So you see, same thing. It looks okay from like afar, but then you look closer, you see that it's really just a blur around a circle. So this does not use two cameras at all. This is not real. But if you ignore that, camera quality is okay. So the color is a little bit dull, but there's pretty decent details, and the focus times are not bad. See, like this shot turned out pretty nicely. Look at all the details. This is a selfie camera. Quality is pretty strong too. See, like, dynamic range is good. You see that the shadows and the blue skies without the picture's balanced. It's not overexposed or underexposed. You can see the street signs down at the bottom, the colors, the blue skies. So the images are pretty good. Let's check out some videos. In the camera app, there is some cool modes. So see, a little bit slow to launch. So you get beauty, which is beauty mode, depth, which is the bokeh. Don't use it. You have video, photos, and then if you check out the settings, you actually get these extra apps here. Slow motion, pretty much self-explanatory, and fast motion. Fast motion is really just a time lapse. So I recorded a time lapse video here, and it actually looks pretty impressive. Let me go to auto rotate, photos. So this is a time-lapse video. See, like, look at the frame rate. It's very smooth. This is moving at about 4 times the speed, I think. Very impressive for a $100 device. Let's check out some normal camera now. So it's a little bit jerky. Actually, it's a lot jerky. So right here I'm trying to zoom and I realize that you can't zoom in. So that's one of the shortcomings with this camera. You can't zoom in at all. So you can't zoom in even in photo mode. You see there's a button here, but you tap and nothing happens. I don't know what this is. This is like a software bug. So you can't zoom in, and you can't zoom in during video too. So that's a kind of a shortcoming, but I guess, you know, if your camera's not that good, you don't want to zoom in anyway. Overall, photo quality, I would say it's above average for a $100 phone. Just don't use the bokeh effect, man. This is the bokeh mode. Again, it looks terrible. So that's it for now. This is the Leagoo T5C. I'm probably going to organize my first giveaway ever and give this phone away, along with a couple of other phones I have too. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.